Actually believe that this is going to work?
Honestly, I think it's going to work, but I may be among the minority.
Going against his doctor's advice in America, David has come to Thailand to try his luck with this experimental treatment. David's heart was destroyed by a bronchial infection that attacked his heart muscle, causing a condition known as cardiomyopathy. His heart is so weak, it can only pump 15% of his blood from his left ventricle.
If I didn't have the stem cell surgery at this time, and was just to remain on the heart transplant list, I would just continue to deteriorate, and then it becomes a waiting game as to whether I get the heart before I'm too ill or before I actually die.
Adult stem cells are taken from David in a normal blood collection. But the concentration of stem cells in adult blood is extremely low. This is why the blood is taken to a clinical laboratory for processing. Over the next week, the stem cells from David's blood will be cultivated to grow and multiply into a concentrated elixir of millions of stem cells. Will this be the panacea we've been looking for? If cells from our own body can repair failing organs and disease-damaged cells, are we heading to a new frontier in science? Clinical trials have only recently begun in the West, but in East Asia, this controversial new science is being sold to patients who are willing to take their chance. No one knows the long-term benefits and risks of using stem cells. Yet in parts of Asia, this new science has already jumped from the laboratory to the operating table. Will these shortcuts lead to deliverance or danger? As the most populous nation on Earth, China is set to become a lead player in stem cell medicine. For it harnesses China's most abundant and valuable resource, its people. It now has some of the world's largest banks of cord blood and embryonic tissue. The West still spends more money on stem cell research, but the Chinese are already using stem cell treatments on humans. Hal Burrows is one of the growing number of foreigners traveling to China to receive stem cell therapy.
When I told people that I was going to go to China, they were like, why? Why China of all places? Well, that's where it's being offered. The other half of the people would say, oh, you're going to get ripped off. It's a fake. And I couldn't understand their mentality. But they're not in my body. They're an able-bodied person seeing that I'm going to spend $20,000 or $30,000, go to another country for an operation for a technology that's unproven, and in our country is really downplayed.
20 years ago, Hal was in a road accident. He was initially diagnosed as quadriplegic. After some degree of recovery, he was left paralyzed from the chest down.
20 years I've been pushing my body as hard as I can to keep going, keep going. You can't imagine what it's like to look at your arms or your hands or your legs and wish them to move, and they don't. It's like the cord has just been cut, and you're looking at these things that used to take you everywhere, and they don't move. You don't even feel them. So it's quite a shock. I was completely prepared to be a guinea pig. I didn't wait at all. Once I found out I had the chance to come here and that the stem cells were available, I was here.
Hal will spend the next month living on the hospital's 14th floor, alongside a fraternity of other foreigners who've come seeking the Chinese miracle. From spinal cord injury to cerebral palsy, Parkinson's disease, stroke and brain trauma, people from around the world are coming to China for the hope that stem cells offer. Bo Alvarez suffered a severe brain injury when he drowned in a swimming pool at the age of 2. After a year with no sign of improvement, his family have travelled to China to see if stem cells can help.
Our life was basically normal until Bo had an accident. It was a pretty severe accident. Babysitter was watching him for about an hour and a half, and she fell asleep. He was found 2 houses away from our house in a pool. The prognosis for near drowning like this, it's very poor when it's this severe. And we were told that this is what we have. Learn to deal with it. And I was actually told by one physician to consider stop feeding Bo. And I was told that 3 days after the injury. We've pretty much, since the accident, we've been all over getting treatment for Bo to try and get him better. And that's why we're here, all 5 of us in China. You know, if it wasn't for the accident, we would never be here.
My name is David Aldrich. I'm from Delray Beach, Florida. I had an accident 4 years ago. I slipped and fall off a boat in Palm Beach, and I fell in the water, hit my head.